sticker now, and you've ruined it now. All right, cool, we're good to go. All right, countdown from 3. All right, fantastic. You guys ready? Brilliant. All right, 3, 2, 1, go. All right. So right away, this is a stage hopefully some of you guys are familiar with. Yeah. There you go. Pretty good. Pretty tight there.
No early P-speed.
So P-speed in this game is the running meter that you can see at the bottom of the screen. Super Mario Bros. 3 helpfully has this P-speed indicator there. P-speed is a huge part of running this game, and it can be pretty tricky to try and get it, but if you get it early, you know, you can really take a good advantage. Ah! Svenne lost the shell.
Oh, fuck. Thank God.
It's alright, you're still ahead. So then here is the site of the first warp. You'll drop through, go behind the map, and run off to a giant box and toad. So this is the first flute. They're going to go ahead and get a second flute and then use them one after the other, which you will see shortly. But getting early P-speed is a huge part of running this game. There are some very clever and tricky tactics to try and get P-speed in places you wouldn't normally get it. You can tell when it's P-speed by the fact that Mario has his arms out, and here we go. Raccoon, suit, fly away, and lo and behold, second flute. So then both Svenne and Frezzy will use this flute right away, fly to the warp zone, and then warp in the warp zone. So if one warp wasn't enough, warps you straight to World 8. I never understood why anyone would want to warp to like Zone 3 or something. Like, I don't know why you'd warp anywhere except the last stage. But hey, that's a different thing entirely. So now the auto-scrollers begin, straight to World 8. One very famous thing Super Mario Bros. 3 has contributed to speedrunning was I want to say Morimoto task, but it could just as easily be Moshimoto. I'm pretty sure it's Morimoto. There's a famous task that was released on the internet quite a long time ago, which was a task through Super Mario Bros. 3, and it was very impressive, and it got a lot of people into speedrunning at that point. That was quite a while ago. I can't remember exactly, so... Mario Bros. 3 has a lot of history in the speedrun community, as you may have guessed, as a very popular game. It's been very precisely run, very heavily explored as a game, and that continues to this day with active runners at the moment, such as Karua and Mitch. Karua being the French guy we mentioned earlier, Mitch being Canadian dude. Both incredibly good at this game, although if you ask them, they'll both say they're terrible. And there are plenty of other runners learning the game who, you know, joining in, racing the game online. A lot of speedrunning is based in racing now, so you can race friends, so you don't have to be the best in the world to do it. And for example, if you're not sure what a race is, then maybe look up at the screen and, you know, watch the race that's happening right now. So there's not a whole lot you can do on these auto-scroller stages, so just bouncing around and landing on bombs and so on is pretty much the full extent of it. That's the first boss dead for Svenne, and a good spot on that chest. You can see how Frezzy picked up that chest quicker than quicker than Svenne, which allowed him to catch up a few more seconds. Uh-oh. We actually mic'd Svenne up just so you could hear his noises. It's the only reason. Got some mashing here. former Contra player, or still Contra player, this does it to you. For any of you wondering how fast good mashing is, about 13 button presses per second is good. There are some people who can do a bit faster. The average is probably about 10. So that's pretty quick. There you go. So you can see here that because Frezzy has the fire power, he was able to kill, I don't know which Cooper that is, I'm sorry, but he was able to kill it quicker than Svenne. With the fire flower, you can hit the enemy. Oh, hand. So if Frezzy can, okay. So that's the hand bridge there. Svenne unfortunately got grabbed. That will lose him about 20 seconds. Frezzy snuck through. So Frezzy now ahead with the advantage. The hand strikes back, Svenne.
I'm gonna try it.
Okay.
I'm gonna try it, whatever. Fuck
No.
you!
So one of the most horrifying things that can happen is when the RNG or the randomness in a game messes you over like that. It's something, unfortunately, pretty much every speedrunner has to deal with. A lot of games have randomness. Mario Brothers only really has that as randomness, at least in any percent. Okay, it's just Svenne across the bridge. But as you can see with this Cooper, as I was explaining, you can hit the fireballs at it, so it does not receive invincibility. Normally in games, as you may have noticed, when you hit an enemy, you usually can't hurt it for a few frames afterwards, or half a second or whatever. The fireball does not really activate that on these enemies, so you can kill them much faster. This also works in Mario World, if you are interested.
Whoa.
Some sliding here from Frezzy.
Nice.
There you go. So Svenne now has to do this whole thing as small Mario, which is not as easy just purely because you have one less chance to mess up. So you can see the sort of precision jumping you're required to run this game. Stuff like that. Oh, unlucky. But these sorts of jumps are very tricky to pull off. So he's going to use the star he's gained and just run.
Whatever.
There will be a wall clip coming up, but I really can't remember where it is. So you go, another example there of double hitting the boss. Frezzy pulling ahead. Quite nicely. But you can see with Svenne's side how difficult this sort of stuff is to play without the fire flower.
Oh, small. Oh.
So you can see you may as well be off the top of the screen. Why not? You're not doing anything anyway.
Oh.
Some games are coded so poorly that by having your character off the screen, they actually run faster and don't lag. Fortunately, Mario Brothers 3 is not such a game. And for those wondering who can't quite see, these guys are playing on original NES hardware. This isn't Virtual Console or anything. This is the NES third model, I believe it is, the top loader. But it's all real cartridges and hardware and so on. All right, Frezzy on the castle now. So there will be a zip in this stage, I believe. In fact, right here. Like so. And here we have Bowser that you can kill with fireballs. Oh, that's very unfortunate. So this is the normal way you're meant to kill Bowser. Just sitting around. He should be fine though. Oh, he's just showing off now. For any of you melee players, this is why you don't spam down B. Whoa!
Come on! Hurry up, fuck! Come on.
Alright.
Die, you asshole. Jump.
Alright. So Svenne with a chance.
Okay.
Both in the castle now. If my memory serves correctly, neither of them will get firepower.
No.
Yeah, there's one mushroom, as far as I know.
Whoa. Too close for comfort.
Alright. Alright, both at Bowser. Or is he playing much safer this time round? There we go. It's time for Frezzy. All right,
Nice.
Svenne on the last one. There we go.
There we go.
Oh, you Peach, you tease. Is it Peach here or is it Daisy still?
Peach.
Oh, it's Peach. Okay, that's all right then. All right, yeah.
Yeah, so that was it. Yeah, it was a strange run, I think, from both sides, right?
Yeah, until the hands fuck.
Yeah, very lucky with the hands. For me personally, it was a lot of small mistakes in the first world, and yeah, the big mistake in the end, of course. That was, yeah, I don't know what to say. I really screwed up there.
That sort of thing happens. These games are pretty tricky to get everything all in the right order. I will say a 13-minute time. Frezzy was about 13:04, incredibly respectable. I'd say better than I could do, but that's not really any sort of like sign of quality if I could do it or not.
So even if you play everything perfectly, you might end up close to 12 minutes. So 13 minutes if you get caught by all the hands. So 13, 40 minutes, it's yeah, decent, I think, for us.
Hello, baby.
So yeah. Just think if Svenne hadn't been grabbed by those hands in that stage, he could have won. So ain't life a bitch. All right, next up we got Chippendale Rescue Rangers, which some of you Swedes might know as Piff and Puff, which as an English person I find absolutely hilarious.